Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to open periods for all inventory orgs in a single go. Okay, so couple of prerequisites is basically we need to actually set up something called a hierarchy to group all those inventory org, and then we can uh, use a specific concurrent program to which will help us in opening the periods for all those inventory orgs which are grouped under the particular hierarchy. Of course, the responsibility which we use to run the particular program should have access to all those concerned inventory orgs. Okay. Now let me get into inventory responsibility. Now I'll take an example of just change the, yeah. I'll take an example of these five inventory orgs: W1, W2, W3, W4, and W5. So these are my five inventory orgs. So now I'll try to group all those five inventory orgs in a kind of an hierarchy, and then I'll try to open the period for all these five inventory orgs in a single code. This is very much useful if you have hundreds of inventory orgs and you want to open the periods for all those inventory orgs in a single go instead of manually doing for each and every inventory org. If you want to manually open a period for each and every inventory org, then what you need to do is you need to go to under inventory responsibility accounting close cycle inventory accounting period. So whenever you click on inventory accounting periods, it will open this particular page wherein you can select a particular we call a period, and then click on the change status, and you get a pop-up message and click on OK. You need to manually do it for each and every inventory org, and in order to do that, it's basically again whenever you open this particular period, it defaults to the I mean, in this case, it has actually default to W5 because that is what is the inventory which I have selected in my previous session. So in order to again open the period for another inventory of, for each inventory of, you need to change the org, go back to that particular screen, click on inventory accounting periods and open the periods. Now we are on W1. Similarly, again, if you want to do W2, again, change inventory org, W2, and then inventory accounting periods, and then open the period, and so on. But if you have hundreds of inventory orgs, then it is not practically possible to do a change org and then come to this particular screen and open the period. So that's where this concurrent program will help us. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, the first step is to group all those five inventory orgs into a kind of an hierarchy, and that hierarchy can be used when you are running the concurrent program. Okay. Now, in order to create hierarchy under inventory responsibility, go to setup, organizations, hierarchy. Okay. Just give any name for a hierarchy. So maybe I'll just say hierarchy name as test inventory, or I'll just give test inventory org hierarchy. Just copy this name. This is the name. Save this, and then click on version number, and then effective date. Say it is effective from say today. Save this. Okay. Now we need to group all the five inventory orgs: W1, W2, W3, W4, and W5. And in order to group all those five inventory orgs, so first put your cursor here. In order to do that, first as you have created this organization hierarchy, Control C, requery this inventory org. Okay, and now query for any of those inventory orgs. So we are grouping. So maybe let me say select W1 as my inventory org. Okay, and then under W1 I'm actually grouping W2, W3, and W4. So W2, save this. W3, save this. W4, save this. Save. And then W5. So W5, the name of the W5 starts with Los Angeles Distribution Center. Yeah, this is W5. Save this. Okay, remember this particular hierarchy just from a opening up the period to the close perspective. We do not have any other significance, and I'm just grouping all these four under W1. I mean, if you want, you can very well pick up W2 here, and under W2 you can group W1, W3, W4, and W5, or under W3 you can group W1, W2, W4, and W5, so on. Okay, it's just a grouping of all these inventory orgs. Okay, so under W1 I grouped all the inventory orgs, and this is the name of the hierarchy. Okay, now when you are running your open period control, that's the program which you run to open the periods. You need to select the organization as well as the hierarchy. Okay, view, request, submit new request. Name of the program is open period control. So under hierarchy origin, you need to pick up the org under which we have grouped the remaining org, so W1, and under hierarchy pick up the hierarchy whatever we have created, test inventory org hierarchy, and then number of periods, how many periods you want to open. So I just want to open one period. Okay, now before you actually open this period, I just want to show you what exactly is the current status of the periods for each of these inventory. So let me select W1. For W1, the last open period is May 2020. June is the future period. Last open period is May 20. Okay, that's for W1. Let me select for W2. W2 also May is the last open period. I have already checked for W3, and W4 is also same, May 20 is the last open period. Now let me check for W5. For W5, the last open period is March 2012. So this being a testing environment, so you can see that last open period is March 2012. Now if you look at the status, see for W1, May 20, W2, the last open period open is May 20, May 20, May 20, and W5 is Jan 12. Now when I'm running the open period control program, if you have observed, I am selecting the hierarchy name, I am selecting the org name, and also the number of periods to be open. So I am mentioning number of periods to be open as 1, but I am not selecting what exactly is the period to be opened. I'm just saying number of periods to be open. So I'm selecting number of periods as 1. So what system is going to do is, now in this case, what is the latest period which is open out of all these inventory of May 20 is the latest open period. So now we are saying that please open one period after May 20, so which is June 20. Okay, the latest period of open out of all these inventory is May 20. So the next period to be open is June. So what system will do is system will open June 20 period for this, June 20 for this. For all this, system is going to open June 20. But from W5 perspective, the last open period was Jan 12. Now we want June 20 period to be open. So obviously, if we want to open June 20 period, system needs to open all the periods from Jan 12 to June 20. So in my current, now in this example, now I'll show you. Once I run the particular program, for W1 to W4, it is going to open June 20, but whereas for W5, it will open all the periods from Jan 12 to June 20. Let's see. Submit new request, open period, control program. Hierarchy origin is W1, and hierarchy name is test inventory or whatever I have created, and number of periods to open is 1. Now if I say number of periods to open as say 2, okay, now let us try with say 2. If I say number of periods to open as 1, it's going to open June 20 for all these periods, and in the case of W5, it will open all the periods from Jan 12 to June 20. If I say number of periods to open as say 2, it's going to open June as well as July for W1, W2, W3, W4, and for W5, it is going to open all the periods from Jan 12 to July 20. Okay, now as we are in July, so let us open, let us say number of periods to open is say 2, and let's see what will happen. Looks like it got stuck. Let me close and reopen. Stuck. Okay, let me close and reopen. Okay, let me open this Java. Close this. Okay. Now let me reopen. Let's see. I think by the time we reopen, I think the program would have been already completed. Let's see. Okay. Now let me navigate back to inventory responsibility. Inventory vision operations. Now let us check the status of the request. Yeah, the request is completed. If I look at the log file, you can see okay, for W1 June and July are open. For W2 June and July are open. For W3 also June July open. W4 June July open, and you can observe for W5, which is Los Angeles distribution, you can see all the periods. I think it was the last period was not January. I think the last period was April. Okay, so it has opened all. Sorry, I think it's March. Last period was March. Yeah. So as the last period was March, it has opened all the periods from April 12 to July 20. Okay, we can just cross check that from front end. So counting cycle. Let me select directly W5. See, you can see July 20 is the period, last period open. Look at the help record history. Arvind and 12th July, yeah, 49, 1249, yeah. Yeah, so this is how you actually open the period for different inventory orgs in a single go. So ideally in a live production environment, you will not have all these periods in an open status, or you do not have such a kind of an old last open period. So you will have just maybe one period to be open for all the inventory orgs. And similarly, you also have a program called close period to close the inventory orgs. Close period control. So again, specify the hierarchy origin and then hierarchy name. Okay, but in the case of close period, you need to specify the period to be closed. So which period you want to close the period. So take an example. I select say July 20 as the period, or maybe I just make say June 20 as the period to be closed. Okay. Just okay. And close if the resolution recommended is no. So I'll explain you what is this. So for the timing, just say as no and okay. See, this will not be able to close the period, and I'll explain you the reason. Because you can see W2, W3, W4, W5, where is W1? Even for W1, it says ignore, cannot close this period. Prior period is not closed, because if you look for all this inventory of, we are trying to close June period, but there are already all the previous periods are still in open status. So if you take again W5 as an example, so through that particular program, we are trying to close June period, but all the previous periods are still open. So obviously system cannot close this period, or system will not allow this particular period to be closed unless until previous periods are closed. Now with regard to, if you want to actually open it from, close it from front end, what you need to do is you need to put your cursor here, click on the change status, and click on this period status to closed. And with regard to resolution recommended, so basically whenever you are trying to open the close period from front end, you actually come to this pending screen and then check what exactly are the number of records which are stuck in this pending status. If there are any transactions which are in resolution recommended status, it is recommended to resolve them before closing of the period. It's just recommended, it's not mandatory. And you can still ignore that. So even though there are any transactions which are in resolution recommended status, you can still continue proceeding further of closing the period. So even when you are running your concurrent program, you have mentioned resolution recommended close if the resolution recommended has some transaction as no. So that means system will not close the period if there are any transactions which are stuck in resolution recommended status. But if I have set it as yes, so system will allow the period to be closed even though there are any transactions which are stuck in the resolution recommended status. But if there are any transactions which are in resolution required status, then either from front end or when you are running the program, system will not allow the period to be closed. So you get a kind of a warning or error message saying that you cannot close the period because there are some transactions for which resolution is required. Okay, so this is how you actually try to close the period using a concurrent program. I mean, most of our clients, what we have seen, they generally use this open period control program to open the period, but from a closure perspective, they have got their own checklist to ensure that the records are not stuck in the uh, uh, in any of these interface tables, or in any of these interface tables or your resolution recommended status. But of course, if you have some kind of a other concurrent programs or sorry concurrent reports to ensure that there are no transactions which are stuck in any of these in any of the interface table or in any of these pending status, you can run those reports, ensure that they are clear, and if you are happy with those results, then you can still continue using this close period control program as well. But whatever I have seen is like most of my clients, as far as closure is concerned, they actually manually do it from the front end forms. But whereas for opening the periods are concerned, they generally use the concurrent program. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.